Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is indeed important for India right now. On August 15th, Prime Minister Modi gave a rousing speech saying that we need to achieve Atmanirbhar, we need to become self-reliant, and I agree, I echo the sentiments of a Prime Minister. Friends, with 1.4 billion population, with only 4% of land mass, we have 18% of world's population, and in this 18% of world's population, we have more than 70% of people living below 35 years of age. And this is the reality of India, and we cannot afford to import the strategically important goods from other countries. With such a huge population, we can utilize this population to become Atmanirbhar. That is the reason Atmanirbhar Bharat is very, very much important. Friends, I came up with SWOT analysis, what all strengths we have, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And you can add in the comments if you are feeling that I have missed out any of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities or threats. So I'm going to share with you what I came up with. So what strengths we have to become Atmanirbhar? The first strength we have is demographic dividend. As I said, we are around 18% of world population, and majority of India's population is under 35 years of age. So that is the reason this is something we can leverage right now. So demographic dividend, strategic location. India is a peninsula, and we have Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean. So India is at a strategic location. We can really take leverage of this strategic location, and we can become Atmanirbhar. And the third is democracy. So why we are banning TikTok? Why United States is banning TikTok? Why other countries are not happy with China right now to have the applications or to have business with China right now? Because China is communist regime, and communist regime we cannot trust, because data from TikTok they can use against India in future. So that is the reason India banned many applications including TikTok. So democracy is the strength that India has. So democracy and land mass. India got good amount of arable land, though we have only 4% of world's land mass. We got good amount of arable land in India. And diversity. So India is king of diversity. So in each and every district we have different culture, we have different customs. So diversity nobody can match. Though we are so diverse, we are united. So that is something that we need to be proud about. And then multilingual. So I can speak 3-4 languages, and multilingual thought process, or Indians are naturally multilingual from their childhood. So that is something that is very much advantageous to us. And information technology is one of the greatest weapons that India got. Though we got no renowned Indian products that are global products right now, but if we can tap this information technology part of India, we can really come up with global products, and we can really be proud about those products. So these are the strengths that I came up with. And the weaknesses, one is substandard education. Our education system has failed to create skilled labor that are needed for India. Right now we are shortage of skilled labor. So substandard education is one thing. Policy paralysis is one thing, because a bill to be passed in parliament, it takes ages to get passed. And even if it passes, then there is Supreme Court, then there are human rights activists. So I'm not saying they're bad, but this is policy paralysis is something which is holding us back. And corruption is something. Some corruption is very important factor. It is really taking India backwards. We need to also look at corruption and lack of aspirational thinking. We have youth, but youth want jobs from other people. They don't have aspiration to provide jobs to many people. So this thinking is also holding us back, and this is a weakness of India. Unskilled labor, dirty politics. We have central state politics, and in state also, if a government is formed, we are not sure that that government will be there for next 5 years, because horse trading is rampant in India, and other political parties always look for opportunities to snatch away MLAs from other parties. So this is one thing that we need to consider. So the political system is something that is Achilles heel of India. And coming to opportunities, so we can become manufacturing hub. So many countries are leaving their manufacturing capacity in Japan, in China right now due to the corona pandemic. Japan is trying to relocate their companies to various countries, and Taiwan is also trying the same thing. United States is trying the same thing. So many countries are really vexed up with China, the way it dealt with corona pandemic, the way it was secretive in the beginning, that led to such a dangerous situation that we are living at this point of time. So we can utilize that opportunity of having manufacturing bases in India. However, the policy paralysis is something which is holding us to realize the potential of India in terms of manufacturing in India. And then we can become superpower, and if we can really arm everyone with opportunities, arm everyone with the skills that are needed. With 1.4 billion population, in that 1.4 billion population, more than 70% of people are youth. So we can really become superpower if we can provide jobs to everyone. So global workforce, if you look at Russia, if you look at Germany, if you look at Japan, if you look at many of European countries, their birth rate is negative. So India's birth rate is positive. So we can become global workforce by providing workforce to the countries whose birth rate is negative. So, and one more opportunity is our population. If we can route them to solving the problems, route them to utilize their creativity to solve the problems around, then that is also one thing that can really create impact in terms of we not only providing solutions to our country but also to the world. And then, so what threats that we have? One threat that we have is possibility of China, Pakistan waging a war against India. China might wage war against India, or Pakistan might wage war against India. So that is one thing. And second threat is civil war in India due to unemployment, because so many people are there on the roads, and if you look at this corona pandemic, millions of jobs have been lost from the time that corona pandemic began. So idle man's brain is devil's workshop. So the youth that we have, if we cannot provide jobs to the youth, they might come onto the roads. There might be civil war in India. So this is one thing which is really troubling me. And civil war from religious reasons also. So there is religious kind of feeling that is going on in some parts of India. So if you look at the Bangalore riots recently, so that is unfortunate. So such incidents are triggers to larger problems in the future. So that is the reason we need to be wary about this religious conflicts, as well as we also need to provide employment to the youth of India. So instability in government. So I'm talking about not only the central government, I'm sure by 2024 nothing will happen, but there is also instability in state governments because of horse trading that is happening. If you look at Madhya Pradesh, if you look at Rajasthan, there was tension, because Sachin Pilot went for briefly to a different camp altogether. So there was horse trading. So the way the politics is functioning in India, something which is worrisome, because at any point of time, any state government, if they don't have numbers, that will fall. So that is something, we don't have robust political system, and instability in state government or instability in central government is something which is worrying me. So these are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats that I came up with. And friends, right now we need to become self-reliant. There is no other way for us. We need to become self-reliant for our children. We need to become self-reliant for India. We need to become self-reliant to solve the problems that we got, because we got so many problems. The only way to become self-reliant is to see problems as an opportunity. Finally, I want to say this one: a problem is a problem when you see problem as a problem. Start looking problem as an opportunity. A window of greatness will be opening to you. We can become self-reliant from this point wherein we are importing majority of our strategic good from other countries. We can build our own manufacturing capacity in India, and we can become self-reliant. And for that, everyone, we need to come forward. And if Indians are manufacturing some products, we need to encourage those people. So this is the first step to become self-reliant, that is we buying our products, we respecting our products. At the beginning, they might not give the quality of their competitors from other countries. However, if we start promoting them, they will certainly increase the quality, and we can become self-reliant, and in future other countries might perhaps import from India. Thank you so much. More power to you. Cheers.